1. Fermented cheese. Fermented, or ripened cheese is one of the most toxic foods known to man. The smallest quantity has a catastrophic effect on the system. It disturbs digestion and makes everything ferment in the digestive tract, so foods eaten don't benefit the body. According to Albert Mosseri, a European natural hygienist and researcher, fermented cheeses can create or exacerbate the following conditions: infection, fever, headaches, nausea, cold sensitivity, bad stools, bad digestion. Fermented, or ripened, cheese includes many French cheeses such as Camembert, Roquefort, Parmesan, blue cheese, aged goat cheese, brie, etc. Fresh or cooked cheese aren't as bad, but are not recommended either. Their consumption leads to other problems. So in conclusion, no cheese is recommended for health, but fermented cheese should be avoided like poison. 2. Fish and seafood. Fish is getting a good reputation these days. We are told to eat fish due to its richness in omega-3 oils. That is too bad, because fish and seafood are some of the worst foods we can eat. Fish has a tendency to putrefy much faster than meat, perhaps because it contains more protein. If you put a piece of meat and a piece of fish next to each other in the open air, you'll see that fish will go bad much faster. In our digestive tract, heat and humidity encourage this putrefaction. The poisons then created from the putrefaction of flesh foods, particularly fish, are dangerous to the system. On top of that, there is absolutely no safe fish on this planet anymore. They are all more or less contaminated with heavy metals such as mercury, whose effects on the human body are extremely detrimental and difficult to deal with. We know that 40 tons of mercury are released into the US by power plants using coal combustion. The mercury contained in coal moves through the air, finds its way into the water and then accumulates in the flesh of fish that live in it. For that reason, there is no safe fish anymore. Just one serving can contain enough mercury or other heavy metal to contaminate a person. For all of those reasons, I would recommend avoiding fish like your life depended on it. Is seafood any better? It's actually worst. Animals such as lobsters, oysters, etc., are literally filters of the ocean. A large quantity of water goes through them, which makes them some of the most contaminated foods on this planet. 3. Spicy food. Spicy food is any food where strong, or mild, spices has been added to it. Spices include black pepper, white pepper, cayenne pepper, ginger, chili peppers, raw garlic, raw onion, etc., and all the foods that contain them: kimchi, hot sauces, Tabasco, etc. The consumption of spices is extremely detrimental to health. They irritate the entire digestive tract, create mucus that the body produces to protect itself, and wreck digestion. Spices were first used as medicines, out of superstition, and then in food. People became quickly addicted to the stimulation they provide and found themselves progressively unable to enjoy food in its natural state. The worst food you can eat is spicy food, such as Indian, Thai, Mexican, etc. In someone not used to it, it will cause diarrhea. The person that is used to it has undergone a process of morbid adaptation, where the protecting itself from the harsh spices by hardening its surfaces. This protects against the harmful effect of spices to some extent, but at the same time it greatly diminishes assimilation. No, the food eaten doesn't benefit the body very much. Children and anyone with normal instincts refuse spicy foods. Personally, I refuse to eat spicy food, whether the spices are in a raw dish or a cooked one. 4. Coffee, black chocolate and cacao. First premise: coffee, chocolate and cacao, raw or cooked, are stimulants. They contain certain substances, caffeine and theobromine, that disturb the nervous system. If a person is eating a more natural diet, these poisons have an even more disturbing effect on the system. For a raw foodist, 1 cup of coffee has the effect of maybe 4 cups for someone eating a standard American diet. Personally, half a cup of coffee taken in the morning will disturb my sleep at night, while my dad can drink a cup in the evening and still fall asleep. However, as Shelton wrote, toleration to poisons is merely a slow method of dying. Instead of seeing in the phenomena of toleration something to be sought after, it is something to seek to avoid the necessity for. A detoxified person is much like a child, she will strongly react to the smallest dose of any intoxicant. So there is no room for compromise with caffeinated drinks and cacao products, which include coffee, hot chocolate, black chocolate, raw cacao beans, black tea, green tea, mate tea, etc. 5. Wine and alcohol. According to toxicology, the branch of pharmacology that deals with the nature and effects and treatments of poisons, alcohol is classified as a protoplasmic poison, because it is poisoning to both plants and animals, from the smallest microbe to the most complex animal. Alcohol kills microbes but also kills the cells of a complex organism, such as the human being. It is an intoxicant that ruins millions of lives and kills people by the thousand each day, directly or indirectly. Unfortunately, it has become a social habit in many parts of the world to intoxicate oneself with alcohol. This poison habit is so prevalent and is such an intricate part of our lives that is now considered abnormal to abstain from this popular intoxicant. Most health professionals are aware of the ill effects of alcohol, but few will recommend to give it up completely. They will talk about moderation. Drink, they will say, but be moderate. How can someone be moderate with such an unhealthy and addictive product? To my understanding, moderation is only valid for the healthy factors of life, not unhealthy one. For example, no doctor will tell you, be moderate in smoking, although that is what they used to say. Can we be moderate with cocaine too? Now, my readers should understand that when someone eats a healthy diet, alcohol has an even more disastrous effect on the body. That is because the body has stopped protecting itself from the various poisons found in a modern diet, because it is no longer or less in contact with them. Just like a child who has never taken alcohol will strongly react to it when drinking it for the first time. So my dear readers, even that little glass of wine has a catastrophic effect on the system. And when drunk with a meal, it makes everything ferment in the digestive tract. No, if you cannot resist that glass of wine, only have a little and on an empty stomach only, not with a meal. Article source, http://ezinarticles.com/95913